Da-da-da. How that worked. Evening all, just by dee-be-da-be-da, or something like that. It's about as musical as it gets these days. Trust me. Just so we still got a couple of minutes. Dave and Scott still to join in. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Meant to do that one. That's better. Have a picture of my screen, my screensaver with all the icons on it. Doesn't have any quiz questions on it though. Hope everybody's all right. Just getting a bit dark outside now, and we're only at 8 o'clock. The sunshine has disappeared. It was a lovely sunset tonight. I was watching a bit of cricket, and Southampton looked absolutely superb with the sunset. Have a look. How are we doing? Scott, hello Scott. So just Dave Jones is he? Dave may be a bit late. Okay. So is he just going to join in, and do we start? Do we hang on? We'll hang on 3 or 4 minutes for Dave. I've done it for other people. Just he's had to go to work. That's the first. What? Yeah, what I was going to say, and I can always tell Dave, I'm just going to do one more week next week because we're away again down in down in Cornwall, and then from the first week in October, we're going to start doing the quizzes back at the Commie Club, even though I'm not allowed to call it the Commie Club now. It's new. The can't think what it's called. Someone to tell me. It's one of the streets around. No, it's not Albemarle. It's the next one up. Begins with B. So that's it, Brookfield. Yeah, thanks. Tracy knows. Yeah, that's, yeah, it's the Brookfield. Oh, look, everyone is in now. Brookfield. Yeah, that's all right. Just not very good with names. And tonight it's still the Cobra. All right. If Dave's right, okay. Well, you can always look at it online when you come back, Steve and Viv. It will be up on YouTube. You just you can skip through all the bits that where I'm talking and just answer the questions. Yeah, Jill, it will always be the commie. You're right. It's, you never know. You might win tonight. All right. Okay. What's the time now? 11 minutes past. I'll give him another minute, and then we'll go. But as I say, for all of you who are going to come and join in at the quizzes, we're back on the 7th, I think it is. 7th of October. If things don't work out with the quiz and COVID and everything else that's going on at the moment, then I'll resurrect them back online. But at the moment, we're going to stick to just doing the ones at the Brookfield. Right. Looks like Dave might struggle to join us. Dave Jones might struggle to join us. I'm here. Rumour has it, Dave, you've been at work. Are you in? Was it in the Aviator by any chance? Anyway, evening, Dave. So, now you're here. Right. Okay then. Let's get going. Nasty rumour about working. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Here we go then. Question 1, round number 1. What BBC programme restores items brought to a barn by the public? Sorry, just getting the sound check turned down. Question number 2. Plymouth and Hendricks are types of what drink? Plymouth and Hendricks are type of which drink? Question number 3. Which of the 7 ancient wonders of the world was found at Halicarnassus? Was it the Hanging Gardens, the Mausoleum, or the Colossus? So which of the 7 ancient wonders of the world was found at Halicarnassus? Was it the Hanging Gardens, the Mausoleum, or the Colossus? Question number 4. Which Monty Python actor was knighted in 2019 at Buckingham Palace? So which Python actor was knighted in 2019 at Buckingham Palace? Question number 5. Which Olympic sport is played on a sheet? SHEET. So which Olympic sport is played on a sheet? Cheers. Looks like it's a bit of a film thing tonight. Cy, SI, and Am, AM, are the 2 mischievous Siamese cats in which Disney classic? Cy and Am are the 2 mischievous Siamese cats in which Disney classic? Question number 7. Who wanted to ask the Wizard of Oz for courage? Who wanted to ask the Wizard of Oz for courage? That was question 7. Question number 8. What is the correct way to address a duke, D-U-K-E, when you meet for the first time? So what is the correct way to address a duke when you meet for the first time? I'd probably say, oi mate, but I don't think that's going to get me anywhere. So what's the correct way to address a duke when you meet for the first time? That's question 8. Question 9, a little bit of maths for you, all those who love maths. How many seconds are there in a quarter of an hour? So how many seconds are there in 15 minutes? Nice and easy. Lots of fingers and toes being counted at the moment. And question number 10 in this round. Through which country does the Orinoco River run for most of its 1,000 miles? So question 10, through which country does the Orinoco River run for most of its 1,000 miles? So here we go. Recap time. For those of you who didn't understand me, which is probably most of you. Question 1, what BBC programme restores items brought to a barn by the public? Question 2, Plymouth and Hendrix are types of which drink? Question 3, which of the 7 ancient wonders was found at Halicarnassus? Was it the Hanging Gardens, the Mausoleum, or the Colossus? 4, which Monty Python actor was knighted in 2019 at Buckingham Palace? Question 5, which Olympic sport is played on a sheet? 6, Cyan are the 2 mischievous Siamese cats in which Disney classic? 7, who wanted to ask the Wizard of Oz for courage? 8, what is the correct way to address a duke when you meet for the first time? 9, how many seconds are there in a quarter of an hour? And finally, question 10, through which country does the Orinoco River run for most of its 1,000 miles? I'll give you a minute or two to change your answers and do whatever you like. I have my able assistant here tonight, and Anne says hello to all of you, as usual. And she will be making sure I kept in tow and on time and doing all the things I shouldn't do. Okay, courage bitter. Okie dokie. So, yeah, we'll all say hi to Anne. Hi to Anne. So, right, okay, you should be all right now. So, question 1, what BBC programme restores items brought to a barn by the public? That's the repair shop. Plymouth and Hendrix, a type of which drink? Well, they're gins. Which of the 7 nations was found at Halicarnassus? That was the Mausoleum. Question 4, which Python was knighted 2019 at Buckingham Palace? That was Michael Palin. Question 5, which Olympic sport is played on a sheet? That's curling. Cyan are the 2 mischievous Disney cats in which Disney classic? That's the Lady and the Tramp. It was the lion who asked the Wizard of Oz for courage. The correct way to address a duke when you meet for the first time is Your Grace. There are 900 seconds in a quarter of an hour, 15 minutes. And the Orinoco runs through Venezuela for most of it. So just to show you that. So there you go, the repair shop, gin, Mausoleum, Sir Michael Palin, curling, Lady and the Tramp, the Lion, Your Grace, 900 and Venezuela. Anne is on hand to take your scores, which I will believe are coming through already. Excellent. It's what we like to see. A plan. There was a pen there. Oh, you've got glasses. Okie dokie. Let's get rid of those. Oh, it's me again. Every week I do this. got my answers on a board. Okay. It's me again. Wrong one. Try this one. Oh, great with the mouse in my hand. Good start, Linda. 5, eh? Ooh. Dave, 9. That's all right. A couple of 5s. But it's always Dave. I think Dave's just quicker on the internet than the rest of you. That's all it is. Should have started without him, really. Then it would have given you an advantage. But anyway, here we go then. Round 2. Chancellor. Question number 1. In the Royal Navy, which ranks higher, a midshipman or a chief petty officer? So question 1, in the Royal Navy, which ranks higher, a midshipman or a chief petty officer? Question number 2. Florence Nightingale featured on which British banknote? Florence Nightingale featured on which British banknote? Question number 3. Which board game, invented by American architect Alfred Mosher Butts, was originally called Criss Crosswords? So, which board game, invented by American architect Alfred Mosher Butts, was originally called Criss Crosswords? Question number 4. Who's the Russian actor who appeared in both the Ten Commandments and the Magnificent Seven? Who was the Russian actor who appeared in both the Ten Commandments and the Magnificent Seven? Question 5. According to the Association of Leading Visitor Attractions, which is the most popular destination for visitors outside London? Is it A. Stonehenge, B. the Eden Project, or C. Chester Zoo? So, question 5. According to the Association of Leading Visitor Attractions, which is the most popular destination for visitors outside London? Is it Stonehenge, the Eden Project, or Chester Zoo? All right, here's a question on your Jamaican rap artists. See how many you know. Question 6. Which Jamaican rapper released Boombastic in 1995? Hey, Mr. Boombastic. Don't know what the words are. On a piece of elastic, Mr. Boombastic. So, which which Jamaican rapper released Boombastic in 1995? Question number 7. Which company has the advertising slogan, "It could be you"? I'll take the company or what it advertises. I'll be generous tonight. So, which company has the advertising slogan, "It could be you"? Question 8, one for all the pub enthusiasts. Question 8, the Tan Hill Inn in Arkengarthdale, North Yorkshire, holds which distinction? The Tan Hill Inn in Arkengarthdale, North Yorkshire, holds which distinction? Question number 9. Who was the French model and actress who married Roger Vadim at the age of 18 and withdrew from the limelight of movies when only 39? Who was the French model and actress who married Roger Vadim at the age of 18 and withdrew from the limelight of movies when only 39? And finally, question 10 in this round. What is the name of the Spanish sausage that is seasoned with smoked paprika? So question 10, what is the name of the Spanish sausage that is seasoned with smoked paprika? I just read your comment, Dave, of get. Thank you. That's the nicest thing everyone's ever said about me. Oh, done it again. It's that one. It's just to confuse you, right? Here we go then. Round 2 recap. Okay. Question 1, in the Royal Navy, which ranks higher, midshipman or chief petty officer? 2, Florence Nightingale featured on which British banknote? 3, which board game invented by American architect Alfred Moshe Butts was originally called Crosswords? Who's the Russian actor who appeared in both The Ten Commandments and The Magnificent Seven? According to the Association of Leading Visitor Attractions, which is the most popular destination for visitors outside London? Stonehenge, the Eden Project, or Chester Zoo? 6, which Jamaican rapper released Boombastic in 1995? Question 7, which company has the advertising slogan, "It Could Be You"? 8, the Town Hill Inn in Arkengarthdale, North Yorkshire, holds which distinction? 9, who was the French model and actress who married Roger Vadim at the age of 18 and withdrew from the limelight of movies when only 39? And 10, what is the name of the Spanish sausage that is seasoned with smoked paprika? So, I'll give you a minute or so on those. Tonight's pictures are straight off the internet again. Hopefully, most of them are pretty straightforward. I tend to select the easy selection just because I've tried the medium selection and they're hard. Okay, answer time then. In the Royal Navy, which ranks higher, it's midshipman. Question 2, Florence Nightingale featured on the £10 note. The board game that was originally called Crosswords is Scrabble. The Russian actor was Yul Brynner. Question 5, the most popular destination for visitors outside London is Chester Zoo. Question 6, Jamaican rapper released Boombastic was Shaggy. Shaggy Doo. Oh, that's Scooby Doo, innit? No, that was Shaggy. 7, which company has the advertising slogan, "It Could Be You"? It's Camelot, but I'll accept the National Lottery because I'm good like that. So, question 8, the Town Hill Inn in Arkengarthdale, Yorkshire, holds which distinction? It's the highest pub in Britain. Question 9, it was, of course, Brigitte Bardot, who was the French model married to Roger Vadim. And the Spanish sausage with smoked paprika is chorizo. So, just in case you didn't hear any of those, let's get rid of that one. And there's the answers on there. So, 1 midshipman, 2 £10, 3 Scrabble, 4 Yul Brynner, 5 Chester Zoo, 6 Shaggy, Camelot, National Lottery, highest pub in Britain, Brigitte Bardot, and chorizo. Where's Dave? Dave likes his chorizo, yeah. Anything to do with food or beer, Dave's there. Getting better, Mick, yeah, absolutely. Going up. So, we got Linda. That's a bit better, Linda. It's only Dave. Dave, 8. Oh, slipping, Dave. Make sure. That's right. Okay. pictures and I'll shut up for a little while. Quite straightforward. They are all Olympians. So there we go. I think most of those are fairly recognizable. Might be one or two difficult ones you don't recognize, but there you go. I will leave those up for you for a few minutes. I'll turn my mic off and shut up. Okay then, it's time for some answers. Sorry if you found that a bit tough, Jill, but I'll just put the answers up on the screen so that we can go through them. So 1 was Steve Redgrave, 2 was Paula Radcliffe, 3 Torvill and Dean, 4 Linford Christie, 5 Sharon Davis, 6 Seb Coe, 7 was Kelly Holmes, 8 was Jesse Owen, 9 was Fatima Whitbread, 10 Steve Cram, 11 Daley Thompson, 12 Zola Budd, 13 Jonathan Edwards, 14 Liz McColgan, and 15 Carl Lewis. And if you hear noise in the background, it's the cat meowing. So he wants to go out. So Steve Redgrave, Paula Radcliffe, Jane Torville, Christopher Dean, Linford Christie, Sharon Davis, Seb Coe, Kelly Holmes, Jesse Owens, Fatima Whitbread, Steve Cram, Daley Thompson, Zola Budd, Jonathan Edwards, Liz McColgan, and Carl Lewis. So, Jill, that's all right, Jill. Dave Jones, Carl Lewis, yeah. It's a very old picture of Carl Lewis. Who did you think it was? Don't answer that. Carl Lewis, yeah. Whatever. Oh, okay. 13, yeah. Looks like a convict picture, yeah. It's a very young Carl Lewis, I must admit. Right. Let's take these pictures, answers off of the screen so that you got me back. And we'll move on with the written round 3. Okay. Question number 1. In what year was VAT introduced into UK? So choice of 3 again. 1971, 1973, or 1975. So in what year was VAT introduced in the UK? 1971, 73, 75. Question number 2. Who starred as James Bond in the movie License to Kill? Who starred as James Bond in the movie License to Kill? Question 3. Who in 1972 was the first Scotsman to become British racing champion jockey, and that was on the flat? So who in 1972 was the first Scotsman to become British racing champion jockey, and that's on the flat? Not sure we've had a Scottish champion jockey in over hurdles, fences, national hunt, but anyway. So that was question number 3. Question 4. Which American city is home to the following sports teams? Rockets, the Astros, the Texans, and the Dynamo. So which American city is home to the following sports teams? Rockets, the Astros, the Texans, and the Dynamo. Question number 5. I know you don't drive, Jill, but hopefully you might know this one. Question 5. Which British car manufacturer was responsible for models called the Minx, the Husky, and the Imp? They were all icons of the 60s and before, I believe. May even gone into the 70s. But anyway, 5. Which British car manufacturer was responsible for models called Minx, Husky and Imp? I nearly said it then. Wouldn't be the first time I gave you the answer. Here's a bit of a guess for you in number 6. In which year of the 90s was the first Starbucks restaurant opened in the UK? So in which year of the 90s was the first Starbucks restaurant opened in the UK? Or I suppose it's a coffee house or something like that. So 6 was which year in the 90s was the first Starbucks restaurant opened in the UK? Question 7. Which coin first went into circulation in the UK in June 1998? Which coin first went into circulation in the UK in June 1998? Question number 8. Which Steven Spielberg movie was the highest grossing movie of 1993? So question 8, which Steven Spielberg movie was the highest grossing movie of 1993? So question number 9. What was introduced in April 1999 at £3.60 an hour? Question 9. What was introduced in April 1999 at £3.60 an hour? Just noticed there's quite a few 90s questions here. Must have had a bad day when I thought them. And finally, question 10 in this round. Which toy did TV's Blue Peter show viewers how to make due to selling out at all the stores in Christmas 1991? So which toy did TV's Blue Peter show viewers how to make due to selling out at all the stores at Christmas 1991? So here we go then. Recap on this round. In what year was VAT introduced in the UK? 1971, 73 or 75? Who starred as James Bond in the movie Licence to Kill? Who in 1972 was the first Scotsman to become British racing champion jockey? So, question 4. Which American city is home to the following sports teams? Rockets, Astros, Texans and Dynamos. 5. Which car manufacturer is responsible for models called Minx, Husky and Imp? In which year in the 90s was the first Starbucks restaurant opened in the UK? 7. Which coin first went into circulation in the UK in June 1998? 8. Which Steven Spielberg movie was the highest grossing movie of 1993? 9. What was introduced in April 1999 at £3.60 an hour? And finally, question 10. Which toy did TV's Blue Peter show viewers how to make due to selling out at all the stores at Christmas in 1991? I'll give you a minute or so as usual before we move on to the answers and then the last round for tonight. Oh, okay. So, question 1 then. In what year was VAT introduced in the UK? That was 1973. It was sort of after decimalisation, another way of taxing you. Question 2, who starred as James Bond in the movie Licence to Kill? That was Timothy Dalton. Question 3. The Scotsman to become racing champion jockey was Willie Carson. 4. The American city home to the following sports teams: Rockets, Astros, Texans, Dynamo is Houston. 5. Which British car manufacturer was responsible for models called Minx, Husky and Imp? Well, they were Hillman. It's also known as the Roots Group. So if you've been really posh and really clever and put Roots Group, that's absolutely fine. In which year of the 90s was the first Starbucks restaurant opened in the UK? That was 1998. So the next question had to be 1998, of course, was the first coin was the £2 coin. Question 8, the Steven Spielberg movie, the highest grossing movie in 1993, that was Jurassic Park. Question 9, what was introduced in April 1999 at £3.60 an hour? That was the minimum wage. And finally, of course, the famous Blue Peter model that they made that year was the Thunderbirds Tracy Island. Thunderbirds are go. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's put that up for you if I can. Yeah. So 1973, Timothy Dalton, Willie Carson, Houston, Hillman, Roots Group. 1998, £2 coin, Jurassic Park, minimum wage, and Thunderbirds Tracy Island. Okay, what's that? Dave. What you written, Dave? Oh. Your brother had a limp. Yeah, I got a permanent one, I think. A consistent sick, yeah, what I meant. Whoa, 6 must have been much harder round. But there's Dave, look, 8. Oh, Stephen Viv got 8. So where are you off to next week, Stephen Viv? Answers on live chat, please. I was going to say on a postage card, but that may not be the correct answer. Right, let's get rid of this and head on towards the last round tonight. And here we go. Okay. Normally gets asked another way around, I think, but here we go then. In June 1783, which brothers first publicly demonstrated their hot air balloon? So in June 1783, which brothers first publicly demonstrated their hot air balloon? I think this often gets asked that this particular brothers demonstrated what, but I've turned it round tonight just to be a bit more intellectual, because I know you're all very intellectual people. Question 2. In 1989, the Chinese government sent in troops to clear which square that had been occupied for 7 weeks by protesters? In 1989, the Chinese government sent troops into which square had been occupied for 7 weeks by protesters? I'll give you a clue, it's not Leicester Square or Trafalgar Square, but they may have had protesters in there for 7 weeks, but I don't think the Chinese government sent anyone in there. Question number 3. The RUC was founded in June 1922. What did the initials stand for? So we have Romeo, Uniform, Charlie. RUC was founded in June 1922. What do the initials stand for? Question 4. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place in June of which year? People often get these 2 years mixed up. For the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place in June of which year? Question 5. Seems to be a bit of irrelevant information, but I'll give it to you anyway. Question 5. Suzi Quatro was born in June 1950. What was the title of her first UK #1? Was it Devil Gate Drive or Can the Can? So Suzi Quatro was born in June 1950. What was the title of her first UK #1? Was it Devil Gate Drive or Can the Can? I assume, Dave, that you're a massive fan of Suzi Quatro. You like all things like that. Question 6, another one with initials. CNN, so Charlie November November, began broadcasting in June 1980. What do the initials stand for? And they need it in the right order. CNN began broadcasting in June 1980. What do the initials stand for? So Charlie November November. Question 7. In June 1949, George Orwell published his political novel of life under a totalitarian government. What was it called? In June 1949, George Orwell published his political novel of life under a totalitarian government. What was it called? Question number 8. The first boat race held on the Thames between Oxford and Cambridge took place in June of this year. Was it 1829, 1849 or 1869? So question 8, the first boat race held on the Thames between Oxford and Cambridge took place in June of this year. Was it 1829, 1849 or 1869? Question number 9. I think I might have done this one a couple of weeks back, but anyway, I've done it again. Question 9. What is the capital of Slovakia? Question 9. What is the capital of Slovakia? And finally, question 10 tonight. Founded in 1895, what is the largest selling Scottish newspaper? Founded in 1895, what is the largest selling Scottish newspaper? And I'll give you a clue, it starts with the word daily. I'm being generous there, so it could have been something else. Anyway, so founded in 1895, what is the largest selling Scottish newspaper? So let's go back, and there we go. There's your last round. In June 1783, which brothers first publicly demonstrated their hot air balloon? In 1989, the Chinese government sent in troops to clear which square that had been occupied for 7 weeks by protesters? The RUC was founded in June 1922. What did the initials stand for? 4. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place in June of which year? Suzi Quatro, born in 50, was the first title of a UK #1. Was it Devil Gate Drive or Can the Can? 6. CNN began broadcasting in June 1980. What did the initials stand for? 7. In June 1949, George Orwell published his political novel of life under a totalitarian government. What was it called? 8. The first boat race was held on the Thames between Oxford and Cambridge. Took place in June of which year? Was it 1829, 49 or 69? 9. What is the capital of Slovakia? And 10. Founded in 1895, which is the largest selling Scottish newspaper? I'll give you a minute before I go through the answers. Let's have a quick look. Crete. Yeah, I thought you might like Susie, Dave. Right, okay then. Answers. Question 1. The brothers first publicly demonstrated a hot air balloon. That was the Montgolfier brothers. Montgolfier. In 89, Chinese government set troops in to clear Tiananmen Square. The RUC stands for Royal Ulster Constabulary. Coronation of Queen Elizabeth II took place in June of 1953. Susie Quattro's first #1 was Can the Can. CNN began broadcasting in 1980. It's Cable News Network. Cable News Network. 1948, George Orwell published 1984. Question 8. The first boat race was held in 1829. Capital of Slovakia is Bratislava, and the Scottish newspaper is Daily Record. So let's, since I've done them, might have put them up on the screen so that you can see them. So you go, the Montgolfier brothers, Tiananmen Square, Royal Ulster Constabulary, 1953, Can the Can, Cable News Network, 1984, 1829, Bratislava, and Daily Record. The cat's just come in again, demanding dreamies. It's the only way we keep him quiet this time of night. Goes off dreaming. Right, let's get rid of those. Got me back. Okay. Let's see what's happening on the scores on the doors. Dave 8, Jill 5, Mick. Hey, 7. Well done, Mick. Another 5 rounds and you got up to 10. So wait for the scores to come through and give you the scores. So as I said, we'll be back in the Brookfield on October the 7th. So if you'd like to join us, Steve and Viv have a good holiday in Crete. I'm sure it's lovely. We're going somewhere nearly as warm the week after. That's Lou in Cornwall. Sure, there's not much difference in temperature. Might not be swimming in the sea though in September. Might be a bit fresh. Yeah, that's it. Plan for when you return. That's not good. Oh, okay. Cat's disappeared. Hooray. Right. Okay. I think, is that all the scores in?
No, Scott.
Just Scott. Scott, haven't seen your score. Testing and 1, 2, 3. Scott's gone missing. So scores on the doors so far. Jill 32, Mick 35, Linda 40, Viv and Steve 41, Dave 46, Scott has disappeared. He had 36 going into the last round. So he may have decided that he doesn't want to give it to us. I don't know. Maybe he's decided to disappear. Well, that's it really. Scott will come back through, but I'm sure he's got to get 10 in the last round to match Dave. So Dave, a worthy winner. They all wish you'd stayed at work, but there you go. As usual, Dave and Mike, 8 o'clock on Thursday night. We'll see you there. Have table booked. So anyway, everybody, it's good night from me. It's good night from Anne. Thank you very much for taking part. I'll do another one for next week. And as I say, we're away the week after. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do one for the week after that. If things change, I can always contact you. But at the moment, that's okay. Good night, everybody. And I will see most of you probably over the weekend. Yeah, I'm just scratching my head to see if I've got a brain cell left. And thanks everybody for taking part. And I will see you all shortly. So thanks again. Well done, Dave. Yeah. Cheers. Thanks a lot then, Linda. I've got a buffering problem now by the look of it. But that's it then. Okay, signing off now. I'm going to stop streaming. Shut up, and you can go back to enjoying your evening. Good night, everybody. Just see if Scott sent a message. Uh, 43. Oh, okay. Scott sent me a. If any of you are still listening, Scott ended up with 43, so they got 7 in the last round. All right. He sent me a text. He obviously had problems with his online. So okay then. Bye everybody, and I will see you all, most of you, next week. And enjoy your holiday, Viv and Steve.